Today we will talk about TED Talk in teaching English communication skills in tertiary level in the context of teaching English as foreign languages in China. Okay, firstly, we welcome our first partner. We need to introduce the brief summary about TED Talk.
Okay, I'll summarize the TED Talk. There are many kinds of videos used in learning. TED Talk is an example of inspiration video. TED Talk is a private, non-profit organization founded in 1984. At the same time, TED Talk is a site that distributes quality videos with ideas that are worth distributing and one of the most popular sites to learn in presentation. For teaching English as a foreign language, TED Talk videos of these conferences provide ample opportunities to develop and refine students' English speaking and comprehension abilities in an engaging and informative way. With thousands of TED Talk videos available online, given from speakers such as Al Gore, Bill Gates, and Ken Robinson, and covering a wide range of topics, students and teachers alike will learn something new. I'll come to the strength part. TED Talk offers greater opportunities for students to learn English skills, not only learning, but also speaking, especially public speaking skills. Firstly, use TED Talks as a model can help students in oral presentation in front of the general public and reflect the representation by Western style. The next page. TED Talk are totally authentic and the speakers share their own personal stories, ideas, experience with the audience, which would bring up the most current issues, not only attract students' attention, but also expand their insight. The students can be inspired by the speakers in TED Talk to deliver their public speaking accordingly and try to adopt and stand out the secrets shared by communicators in their presentation. And secondly, the speakers in TED Talk provide considerable models for speaking to give audio-visual examples for both good verbal language and non-verbal language skills. The speakers in TED Talk have been proven to have a good language which is grammatically correct and acceptable, which makes speakers of TED Talks a good role model for ESL and EFL learners to learn their pronunciation and the way they're speaking. Actually, learning through TED Talks can improve students' speaking performance, especially enhance their pronunciation. Students learn to pronounce the new words through modeling the speakers. Moreover, TED Talks also provide role model to enhance gestures and non-verbal language skills. The teaching of paralinguistic features are ignored in our speaking class today. Although some parts in student book may explain the correct intonation for certain expression, such explanations are insufficient. Sometimes it is hard for students to understand the paragraphs on the books. In fact, instead of explaining how to keep eye contact, how to use gesture, or how to involve good facial expression during their speaking by written words, learning those skills through watching the speech videos are much better. Thirdly, since TED provides students some interesting and meaningful content to practice listening, students are enthusiastic and excited in learning. Watching TED Talks make the lesson funner and content more attractive for the students. Students' focus is often distracted in listening practice, but video can be an alternative way to attract their attention by its picture and its dynamic image. Therefore, it can be interpreted that TED Talks videos can help in promoting the language learners' listening comprehension. The TED Talks provides connection between the classroom and real world in encourage students to understand the relationship between learning and practicing. Let's come to the next part, the weeklies.
As we mentioned before, TED Talk cover many topics. From a holistic perspective, this is an advantage. However, when TED Talk videos are used in the classroom, this is no longer an advantage. First of all, the video selected by the teacher must meet the age, interests, and English language level of students, because in university English classes, the number of students generally exceeds 20. It is difficult for teachers to satisfy every student's interest. Second, after class, when students watch TED Talk freely, teacher cannot control the students' selection of video because not all the topics of TED Talk are suitable for students to watch and learn oral English. The second weakness is that the speakers in TED Talk come from all over the world, so many of them have different accents in English. For English majors, one of the goals of oral English learning is to standardize pronunciation. If a student does not imitate an English native speaker when doing oral exercise, then the student will not be able to learn standard pronunciation. The third weakness is teaching oral English through TED Talk video is not conducive to the imagination and the creativity of students. Blindly using TED Talk videos weaken the cultivation of students' logical reasoning ability. Besides, the use of video increases the content of the classroom and speeds up the teaching progress. Doing so will cause students to fail to consolidate knowledge in time.
Okay, then we talk about the suitability of TED Talk. The first one is suitability for students because of the imitability of speech language. TED Talks are not impromptu speeches, but presentation carefully prepared by speakers. The speakers need to make the speaking concise and logical to make the listener comprehend the information well and strike codes with them. So the language in TED Talk is carefully considered, and even the tone, pause, and stress have been carefully designed. The vivid speak language can be language materials for learners to imitate. Students can imitate the speaker pronunciation and intonation or use the speech draft as a model to learn English vocabulary, sentence patterns, and structure in public speaking. That is the suitability for teacher. Next is the suitability for teacher because of the reasonable time duration. Next, suitability for a teacher. Compared with other video materials like TV movies or TV series, which are lengthy, it is manageable to use TED Talks for teachers to teach in classroom. Now the 18 minutes rules have been imposed for TED Talks because it is believed that for serious topics, 18 minutes is enough. The time duration within 18 minutes is relatively short, but can better maintain audience attention. The play of TED Talk will not take much time in classroom teaching, and it can be considered as a break for students during study. If the talk is too lengthy, it can lead to cognitive overload, which in turn raises learner anxiety. Okay, then the final one is the suitability for materials of teaching. Yeah, because in China, the book series of New Horizon College English, viewing, listening, speaking are widely used in listening and speaking classes among tertiary level students. And there are different topics in these books, such as life, technology, art, and history. To help students have better command of English communication skill about these topics, TED Talk in related topic can be used as beneficial supplement. What's more, the learning materials in books are relatively old since the books are usually published several years ago or even more than 10 years ago. Some expressions may not be used in real life anymore. Fortunately, it is available for teachers to use the most currently updated TED Talk to help students get the most up-to-date information. Okay, then Sharon will share more about TED Talk.
Okay, when talking about the effectiveness of TED Talk, it has about three effectivenesses of using TED Talk as a teaching aid in teaching English communication in tertiary level in EFL. Firstly, the effectiveness of TED Talk might result in improving students' participation in English language communication classrooms. Students are encouraged to speak by supplying certain topics pertinent to culture, politics, science. TED Talk can help and entertain to the English language communication classrooms. Since videos have cultural, social, and political content, students felt encouraged to speak. They showed more critical and reflexive thinking regarding different topics in the society. Students were more prone to comment on the topics as well as they were more motivated in expressing what they were thinking. In addition, they were more open to sharing their ideas with their partners. Besides that, given that speaking in a language goes beyond expressing ideas, but thinking about them and having a position regarding those ideas, students could take advantage from the speaker's experiences and assume and defend what they believed about a particular topic. The second might be TED Talk help improve students' willingness to speak English in English classrooms. Because of the use of new tools, students started to use the English class as something that actually caught their attention. Students feel more comfortable doing the activities proposed by TED Talks since they offer the possibility to gather words that firstly are normally used in a spoken language, secondly are easy to use in context, thirdly are related to with their life, since they were the ones who chose the topic. Students also remarked the fact that most of the themes in TED Talks are socially and culturally relevant. When TED Talks were presented, students got their complete attention to understand what the speakers were saying and use the words called to express what they were thinking. Thirdly, TED Talks in English language teaching can help students establish their confidence in speaking English. Learners communicated with their partners using the words in the proper context and more confidently thanks to the vocabulary and easy exposure to which they were subject. Students noticed that there were diverse ways to pronounce the language. Therefore, it's not a reason to quit speaking. They will be encouraged to be confident enough to speak English out. It doesn't matter how to pronounce it, but to be understood by their listeners. Take some examples. Firstly, these examples are for the teaching activities in tertiary level in teaching English as foreign language context. First procedure should be topic selection. Selection of the topics. Lecturers initially set relevant topic TED Talks according to their syllabus, from easily understanding materials to difficult ones, step by step in accordance with the average ability of the target students' English ability through a small before-class reading comprehension test. Lecturers should also pay more attention in material selection when facing tertiary level students. The content should be related to their life, as well as attracting their interest along with the motivation to think more with the purpose of educating them, to find a better way of thinking this world and to fulfill their realization of their potential. And secondly, students will be ordered to do some pre-class assignment before having the speaking class. Assignments are usually designed into some words pronunciation practices to improve their comprehension skills. Thirdly, the class will be started with sharing ideas to the assignment questions. In this program, teachers shouldn't make any comments, along with just checking their assignment answers. Fourthly, teachers would display the selected TED Talk to all the learners, let them to be immersed in the speech and analyze the content to the speech and imitate the speech in order to improve their English speaking skills. These questions can be designed to analyze questions related to the speech or some oral questions for their oral practice. This is an example. I ever taught this TED Talk for public speaking course to my students. This Topic is why 30 is not the new 20. This speech is very familiar with tertiary level students' context, which can stimulate their interest of acquiring communication skills and accumulating new words. They may suffer the same dilemmas in their real life. The pre-class assignment, in-class assignment, and the after are as follows. This is the speaker of this speech. She is a psychologist. This is the samples of the pre-class assignment. Some words pronunciation for oral speaking practice. This is some critical speaking questions after students watch the TED Talks. This is some in-class test for their oral practice in this group discussion or individual presentation. And these are some homework for their takeaway for their home to communicate their English communication skills with their partners in English language. In conclusion, selecting appropriate and effective TED Talk resources in English communication teaching can fully mobilize students' audiovisual organs, stimulate students' interest in learning, teach students to solve difficulties in learning with the help of other media, and learn to think and solve problems. When selecting TED Talk resources, the teacher must carefully analyze the types of learners of the class, selecting different audiovisual technologies and resources in different scenarios. In addition, the TED Talk resources must relate to the reading theme. The use of TED Talk aids in teaching plays a supporting role. Only when teachers select appropriate and effective TED Talk resources can the effectiveness be improved in teaching English communication skills, especially for English speaking skills. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.